Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're talking about seat posts and how to put a new saddle on your bike. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that little bell icon right next to that is checked off. That way you get notified every time I upload, so you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content we got on this channel. So what are we doing today? We are back with the good old Mongoose Beast fat bike, and we're back on our weight loss journey on this thing and trying to drop the weight down on here. So of course, we got a new seat post here. This is a new aluminum seat post versus the standard steel seat post on here, and we're going to be swapping them out, and I'll show you guys how to install a new saddle on your bike and how these saddle clamps actually work on these two. And we'll talk a little bit more about why we're actually swapping seat posts on this bike. So let's talk about seat posts real quick. So seat posts are pretty simple. Obviously it's a big metal tube with a clamp on the top to hold your saddle, right? Pretty basic. Problem is, there are a bunch of different sizes out there of seat posts you can buy for your bike, and it just depends on the bike frame and the manufacturer what size seat post it has. So easy way to tell, sometimes you can get lucky, and like on this bike here, on this seat post here, the new one, you can actually see right in this area, it has the size. This is a 28.6 by 350 millimeters. So pretty much that means in diameter is a 28.6 millimeter. It's 350 millimeters long. If you can't find that information on your seat post and it doesn't have it or it's scratched off or whatever it is, of course you can go and measure that by yourself. You can measure the length, pretty simple, and diameter. If you can get pretty close to it, you can nearly go online, Google the number you got, and you can pretty much find the seat post size that's kind of close to there. So that's pretty much the basics of seat posts. So why are we swapping the one on the Beast out? So it comes down to a pretty simple thing. This is steel, this is aluminum. 9 times out of 10, aluminum is going to weigh less than steel and still give you the same kind of strength as steel would. So how do I know it's steel? It's actually very simple. I got a little magnet here. If it sticks to it like that, that's steel. Steel is magnetic versus aluminum seat post, not magnetic at all. So very easy to tell what parts on your bike are steel. And just show you this frame is steel, sticks to the frame, no problem at all. So easy way to tell what's steel, what's aluminum on your bike. Get yourself a little magnet. You can go in your kitchen and get a kitchen magnet if you want. Works the same way. So what we're going to do today, we're going to go ahead and pull this seat post out. I'm going to explain how the saddle clamp on this one works. This is going to be a very basic budget style seat clamp on here, so I'll show you guys how that works on this one. Let's get that taken off. We'll put it on here and we'll test the weight of both these seat posts and see if we're actually losing weight switching from a steel seat post to an aluminum seat post and get this saddle back installed on here. So let's go ahead and get this seat post off. Take a look at the clamp and we'll get working on this. Okay, so here's our old seat post out here, nice steel seat post. This one weighs a decent amount. So right here, as you can tell, this is your saddle clamp right here. So it works a little bit differently than some of the ones you've seen. If not, this is probably the one that's on your bike if it looks kind of familiar. Essentially how this works is there is a bolt that goes down the middle here and it actually pulls these clamps together and clamps around the seat rails on your saddle. And with it clamping down around those seat post rails, hold your saddle in place. And of course in here there are actually grooves so you can change the angle of your saddle and everything. But really it's a very simple clamp design. Pretty much for these, most of the time you got like a 13 or a 14 millimeter, and you're just gonna go ahead right on the bolt on the side, right there, and we're going to loosen that up. And most of them are not super tight, it's steel posts, so you know, they tighten them up and it works. So as you can see in the middle of this bolt that goes through, it's actually square, so it holds it in place so you can loosen one side at a time or whatever you need to do. Works pretty easy, works pretty, it's a pretty basic design, but it works. So no problem there, so we'll do that. Once you have that set, there's your old seat post right there. Pretty simple, it just has a kind of a taper at the top to make it a little thinner so you can put that clamp on. But ultimately it's a very basic seat post, there's nothing fancy about it. So with this you can do whatever you want. You can chuck it, you can do whatever you want with this. In my case it actually fits Project Mongoose, so we're going to use this on Project Mongoose so we actually have a seat post that actually fits properly. So we're going to use this, so I'm not going to chuck it or anything, I'm just going to sit it down off to the side. And then from there we just go ahead and we just finish unscrewing this guy. We just finished unscrewing and drop all the pieces on the ground. Alright, and once we got that set, you can actually just pull out the bolt right there. There's our bolt piece. And then you are pretty much left with this middle section here, which you just pull and kind of rotate backwards till it pops out, just like that. And then you got your two little ears on the sides. So pretty easy. There's your saddle all off, ready to get installed on your next bike. So from here you can actually kind of see how it works. So there's the piece actually slides around that steel seat post, slides right on just like that. It's got a little stopper on the top so it stops at a certain place right where you need it to be. And then you have essentially your two little clamps that go on the side and then your bolt that goes through. If I can get it to go through. There we go. Alright. And you get a little bolt that goes through. Super simple. They look very complex versus just a a pinch bolt, which is what most newer bikes and newer seat posts have, but it works. It works fine, and regardless, once you figure out how it all works, it's pretty simple. So screw that back on there just so we don't lose anything. So as you can see, your seat post rails go right through these slots right here on each side. That holds your seat in place, and then right on the top of your seat post itself, and that is pretty simple. It makes it work great. So let's go ahead and we're gonna weigh this old steel seat post, weigh our new aluminum one, see how much weight we're kind of saving on them, but then we'll get installing our seat on our new seat post and get it back on the bike. All right guys, we got our scale. Let's go ahead and we'll weigh our old steel seat post here. We got the clamp on there because that's part of it too. Let's just go ahead, kind of get that on there, make sure it's not touching anything. That looks good. So old seat post, we're looking about 445 grams, which in pounds, talking about 15.7 ounces, so almost a pound in seat post. So that's our old one there. Let's go ahead and put this off to the side and we'll weigh our brand new aluminum one. This is the Uno Alloy Performance. That's this one here, nothing fancy. Paid like 20 bucks for the seat post, so it's nothing crazy. Go ahead and weigh that. This one is 266 grams, which comes out to just about 9 ounces. So we're losing, what is that? 6 ounces? So almost half a pound or so. That's not bad for a seat post. Okay. So that's our new one here. I can definitely tell you this one feels lighter. So let's go ahead and now grab our saddle back up here and we'll start installing it on our new seat post. Alright, so we've got our new seat post here. This one is a little bit different clamp. This is something you'll see on a much more modern bike and generally on a little more expensive bike as well. So as you can tell, this one pretty much just has one bolt on the bottom right there. It's a nice Allen key and has just a top plate and a bottom plate that holds everything together. Very simple design. Works great. I don't know why everyone doesn't use this one, but that's the deal. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and loosen this guy up. And we're just going to get this loosened up a little bit here. And these ones are super simple to put on. Right here at the top, that top plate actually spun, right? So it spins sideways. Works pretty good, right? So now it's loose enough. You don't need to loosen this all the way. If you do, I mean, you can if you want. Just makes it more complicated. So why make things more complicated? So on this one, obviously the setback is behind, so you want to make sure your back of your saddle is facing this way. So it's going to go ahead and set it right there on the bottom there. And then you're going to go ahead, line up the top bolt there and just spin it around just like that, and essentially that's how it works right there. Just holds it right on, and then from there you just tighten up your bolt. Make sure your seat rails are nicely in line, and we're just going to tighten that up so it at least holds itself there. No need to sew it super tight because we need to do some adjustments on this as well. So there we go, nice and basic. So you can still of course tip the saddle forward and back, which is what you want. You want it to be able to tip forward and back. That way you can get it adjusted on your bike. You can get it just right how you want it. But in comparison to that old style seat clamp, this one works way better. So let's get on the bike, we'll get this leveled out, and we'll be done with our install today. Alright, so installing this on your bike, of course, I'm gonna go ahead, I need to actually grease this up. Put some grease on there, that's all set to go, and then we just pretty much go ahead and slide her in. So we got our seat in the right position again. You can go ahead and we're gonna pretty much get this saddle to be about level, and of course you can do a little level if you want to be particular. But like me, you kind of know how you want it to be. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. All right, so right about there, got that set, and we're going to give her a good tighten down here, and it says like 22 Newton meters. So you have to remember this is aluminum now, so you don't want to totally crank on this, otherwise you will probably strip it out and break something. So don't do that. And the last thing you got to do is just make sure your saddle is lined up with the top tube. Look, it's pointing straight ahead, which, see if my eye will work here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, and then from there you just clamp your seat post collar back down. Obviously it turns still, so it's not tight enough. And now is how you go ahead and get a new seat post and install a new seat on your bike. Get yourself riding nice and good. Now what did we lose? Lost about half a pound on the seat post. Yeah, for a bike that was 50 pounds, half pound makes a bit of a difference. So 20 bucks, half pound, not bad, you know. In the scheme of things, not bad. It looks better. Better seat post clamp. Makes it a lot easier for me. It looks pretty good too. So there we go, we got a new seat post installed on the Mongoose Beast. Ready to go, ready to keep on going with our weight loss journey on this bike. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love chatting with you guys, love answering any questions you guys have, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching today.